Hello everyone, and welcome back to Old Charles the channel where we explore the fascinating world of coins, currency, and history. Today, we're diving deep into the story of one of the most important decimal coins in British history, the United Kingdom 5 new pence coin from 1971. We'll talk about its history, design, condition, and most importantly, its value in today's coin collecting market. So, let's begin. To truly understand the 5 new pence coin from 1971, we need to step back in time. Before 1971, Britain used the old system of pounds, shillings, and pence, which dated back centuries. It was a complex system where 1 pound equaled 20 shillings, and each shilling was 12 pence. This meant a pound was 240 pence. But by the mid-20th century, this system was outdated and confusing compared to the decimal systems used around the world. That's why, on February 15, 1971, Britain officially moved to decimalization, creating a much simpler currency system where 1 pound equals 100 new pence. This date is famously known as Decimal Day. The 5 new pence coin was directly linked to the old shilling. It had the same size and value, meaning people could continue using their shillings as 5p coins. The 1971 issue was among the very first of this new decimal coinage, marking a huge moment in British currency history. The design of the 5 new pence coin from 1971 is both symbolic and classic. It features the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Arnold Machin. This portrait shows the Queen wearing the Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara, one of her most iconic appearances on coinage. Around the portrait, the inscription reads Elizabeth II DG Reg. FD 1971 foot asterisk, which stands for Elizabeth II, by the grace of God, Queen, Defender of the Faith. The reverse was designed by Christopher Ironside. It shows the badge of Scotland, a thistle royally crowned, symbolizing one of the 4 nations of the United Kingdom. Below the badge, the denomination is written, new pence, and the number 5. The coin was made from cupronickel, with a composition of 75% copper and 25% nickel. Its diameter was 23.59 millimeters, and it weighed 5.65 grams. This size was kept until 1990, when the coin was reduced in size to the smaller 5 pence we know today. The 1971 5 new pence was produced in very large numbers since it was the first year of decimalization. Millions entered circulation to replace the old shillings, and almost every household in Britain at the time would have seen or used this coin. Because of its high mintage, the 1971 5 new pence is not considered rare, but it is incredibly significant as a historical piece. For many collectors, it represents the beginning of modern British currency. Now, let's get to the part everyone has been waiting for, the value. Since millions were minted, the 1971 5p coin is still common. In circulated condition, where the coin shows wear and tear from everyday use, its value is generally 5 to 20 pence to collectors. In uncirculated condition, meaning the coin was never used and still has its original mint luster, it can sell £4 1 to £3 if you have a coin in a proof set. Special coins made with a high-quality finish for collectors in 1971. These can fetch between £5 and £10, depending on condition and packaging. While the coin is not rare, its value lies in its historical importance. Collectors often seek it to complete decimal sets, or simply to own a piece of 1971 Decimal Day history. As with all coins, condition plays a massive role in value. Let's break it down. Poor condition, heavily worn, scratched often worth only face value, around 5p. Fine to very fine condition might sell for around 20p to 50p. Extremely fine condition can reach up to £1. Uncirculated / mint condition £1 to £3, sometimes more. Proof sets £5 to £10 or higher. Collectors often look for coins with sharp details, minimal scratches, and no tarnish. If your coin has been well preserved, it will always have more value than one that has been heavily used. So, the 1971 United Kingdom 5 new pence coin may not make you rich, but it's one of the most historically significant coins of modern Britain. It marks the start of the decimal system and carries the pride of a new era in UK coinage. If you have one of these coins in your collection, it's a wonderful keepsake and a great way to connect with the history of Decimal Day. Whether you're a beginner or a seasoned collector, the 1971 5 new pence is an essential coin to own. This coin wasn't just pocket change. It was part of one of the biggest changes in British money in over 1,000 years, decimalization. Today, we'll cover its deep history, design, condition, and of course, its value. So stay tuned, because the 1971 5 new pence has a story that stretches far beyond its small size. To understand why the 5 new pence was created, we have to go back centuries into British monetary history. For hundreds of years, Britain used the pounds, shillings, and pence system, a complex structure inherited from the medieval era. Under this system, 1 pound was equal to 20 shillings, and each shilling was divided into 12 pence, meaning there were 240 pence in 1 pound. This unusual system was deeply rooted in history and tradition, but by the 20th century, it had become increasingly impractical, especially in global trade and accounting. By the 1960s, many countries around the world had already adopted decimalized currency systems, where units were based on multiples of 10. Britain, however, was still clinging to its old system, and pressure was mounting to modernize. Shops, banks, and international partners all favored a simpler method, and in 1966, the UK government announced that Britain would finally decimalize its currency. After centuries of tradition, this was a monumental decision. A decimal currency board was set up to manage the transition, ensuring that the public could adapt to the change. This historic switch happened on February 15, 1971, famously known as Decimal Day. Overnight, the way people thought about money completely changed. Old coins like the shilling and florin were phased out, and new coins were introduced: the half new penny, 1 new penny, 2 new pence, 5 new pence, and 10 new pence. Later, in 1983, the 20 pence joined, and in 1991, the 1 pound coin took over from the pound note. The 5 new pence played a crucial role in this transition. Interestingly, it wasn't entirely a new coin, it was based on the old shilling. For over 400 years, the shilling had been a backbone of British currency. By keeping the same size and value as the shilling, the 5p coin helped ease the transition to decimal currency. People could continue using their shillings as 5p coins without confusion, which made the decimal system far easier for the public to accept. The 1971 5 new pence is much more than just a small silver-colored coin. It represents the bridge between old British tradition and the modern decimal system we still use today. It's important to note that these larger 5p coins remained in circulation until 1990, when the Royal Mint reduced their size to the smaller, lighter version we know today. But the 1971 issue was special. It was the very first batch of decimal 5p coins, making it a milestone in UK coinage. Now let's look at the design, which reflects both tradition and modernity. Designed by Arnold Machin, it shows the young Queen Elizabeth II wearing the Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara. Around her portrait is the Latin inscription * Elizabeth II DG Reg. FD 1971 *, meaning Elizabeth II, by the grace of God, Queen, Defender of the Faith. This was the standard style of the time and is considered one of the most elegant portraits of the Queen used on coins. Designed by Christopher Ironside, it displays the crowned Scottish thistle, an emblem of Scotland, representing unity within the United Kingdom. The words "new pence" and the number 5 clearly mark the coin's denomination. The coin was made of cupronickel, with 75% copper and 25% nickel, giving it its silver appearance. It weighed 5.65 grams and had a diameter of 23.59 millimeters, the same as the old shilling. The 1971 5 new pence was minted in huge numbers because it was part of the first wave of decimal coins. Every household in Britain would have received or used one during the transition. It became so common that for years, it was just an ordinary everyday coin, used in shops, buses, and daily life. However, as the coin was later replaced by the smaller version in 1990, many of these larger 5p coins disappeared from circulation, either melted down or stored by collectors as keepsakes. Today, the 1971 5 new pence stands as a symbol of Decimal Day, a reminder of when Britain modernized its entire currency system overnight. Because millions of these coins were minted, the 1971 5p is not considered rare. In circulated condition, it's typically worth only between 5p and 20p to collectors. However, uncirculated examples, where the coin has never been used, can be valued around £1 to £3. Special proof sets from 1971, which were minted with extra detail and a polished finish, can fetch between £5 and £10, sometimes more depending on their packaging and condition. Its real value isn't in money, it's in history. This coin connects us directly to one of the most important days in British coinage history. As always, the value depends heavily on condition. Poor condition, scratched, worn ***, usually worth only face value. Fine to very fine condition around 20p to 50p, extremely fine around £1, uncirculated or mint condition between £1 and £3. Proof coins or full decimal proof sets £5 to £10 or more. Collectors often seek bright, clean examples with sharp details, as these best preserve the history of decimal day. So there you have it, the story of the 1971 United Kingdom 5 new pence coin. It may not make you rich, but its historical value is priceless. It marks the end of centuries of pre-decimal currency and the beginning of the modern British system we still use today. Owning one of these coins is like holding a piece of history from decimal day, a moment when Britain stepped into a new era. This video will cover its fascinating history, its symbolic design, and most importantly, how much it's worth today depending on its condition. And trust me, the condition of a coin is absolutely everything when it comes to value. So, let's get started. The 1971 5 new pence coin was issued during decimal day, February 15, 1971, when Britain finally switched from the old pound shillings pence system to the modern decimal system. This coin directly replaced the old shilling, and it kept the same size, making the transition smoother. Millions were minted, making it a common coin, but its historical role makes it very collectible today. Most 1971 5p coins are not rare, so their value depends entirely on condition. In circulation, they're usually worth only a few pence. But in pristine condition, or in a proof set, they can be worth several pounds. Let's dive deep into condition grading so you'll know exactly what your coin might be worth. So as you can see, condition makes all the difference. A worn, circulated 1971 5 new pence might only be worth 5p, but a brilliant uncirculated proof version could sell for £10 or more. The lesson here is, always check the state of your coins carefully. What looks like ordinary change to one person could be a prized piece for a collector if it's in top condition. That wraps up today's deep dive into the 1971 UK 5 new pence coin. It's a historic piece from decimal day, and its condition is the key to understanding its true value. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to hit like, share this video, and subscribe to Old Charles for more coin values and histories. And let me know in the comments, what